What's going on, everybody? Y'all already know the schedule is out, and we have seriously went through all of the surrounding weaklings and younglings of the NFL because we are the Super Bowl champions, and we have dissected carefully these bums behind us, not behind me, but behind our Philadelphia Eagles, and we are here to dismantle this season. Gotti, Michi, what up? What up?
What's going on? What's happening?
Man? What's going on, Meech, man? What's up with
What's
you?
going on? What's going on?
Hey, just to let y'all
Hey,
know,
shit,
man,
man, I'm ready to get it.
somebody.
Let-
I just want to let y'all know, man, we got a whack cracker, not just not that form of cracker, but we got a whack cracker up in the chat talking about Sam Graham talking about see you in week 7. Sam, them Vikings ain't doing nothing, brother. Just get your $50 ready to give to me. And if anyone else want to receive some of this money, by all means, just set him up. He's good for giving it out. He pays up every single time. I know 3 times in a row. But yeah, put it out there. But yeah, man. So look, hey, this episode we are going over the draft. Well, not the draft, but we're going over this year's schedule. Talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and how we fare in it. So, Gotti, let's go ahead and get into this. What's your total outlook of the schedule? Is it a good schedule, bad schedule? This, that, and the third. Whatever it may be. Are we set up for success? No, yes, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not gonna say we're set up for success because that's not what you want, because you don't want to hear anybody saying we got an easy schedule and all that stuff like that. So I think let me see. You gonna pull that schedule up on the 4th screen so I can
pull it up. Okay. There we go.
All right. So when we're looking at the schedule, we got the Chiefs, the Rams. Did the Bucks make the playoffs?
Yep.
The Chiefs, the Rams, the Bucks.
10.
Say again?
10.
What teams that made the playoffs?
Yep, 10.
So we got 10. We got 10 playoff teams in our 18 schedule. So I definitely think it was actually no, because the teams are made out in advance or whatever. But what you can look at is the positioning for the teams.
Right.
But if you look at it, I mean, the first 4 weeks we had 3 playoff teams, and then later on we have some more powerhouses in the last few weeks. So I think it's set up to find out who we are early. We lost a lot of people. Those guys did some big things last year. They got a lot of money. They moved on, which is great. But I think actually, and to be honest with you, I think the Cowboys are even going to help us set the tone. With Dak back, they got some dynamic players, CeeDee Lamb, they got Michael Parsons, everything like that. Of course, we hate them. We'll talk crap about them, but they're still a team that can surprise you. They're still a team that finds ways to win. So I think our first 4 weeks are going to be a challenge. It's going to set the tone for who we are during the season. And I don't think it could have been structured any better than this to show exactly who we are in the 2025 season.
All right, that's what's up. So, Michi, give us your quick rendition, your quick rundown of our schedule. What's your total outlook of the Eagles schedule this 2025?
Man, as you know, man, as the reigning champions, reigning Super Bowl champions, man, you always get the hardest schedule. So, people complaining, it's just, a byproduct of winning, being great. They challenge you. We reward good work with more work. So, absolutely, the schedule is rough. When you look at it, and teams generally don't get worse. With the draft, everybody's making smart draft moves and stuff like that. I think it was a pretty good draft overall. I mean, there was a couple teams, had some head scratchers, but pretty much all the teams that we're playing, they drafted pretty good. So it's really going to be a testament, to everything that we got going on coming up here, coming back, trying to repeat. That's why it's hard. That's why a lot of people don't do it. So you got to give, credit where credit is due. The Chiefs, they run it back to back. The Cowboys ran it back to back. It's really hard to do with all the changes you got. But I mean, I like it. I'm on the contrary to Gotti though, man. Hey, I don't care what they say. Hey, give me the easiest schedule. We run it back to back. I don't give a damn. I don't care if we don't play any playoff team. I don't care what they say. Long as we hoist that trophy at the end of the year, I don't care how strong or weak our schedule is. But I mean, this one right here is not for the weak. So Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on this. I'm on. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at our schedule right now, like we got 10 playoff teams. A lot of them, but like Meach said, has gotten better. But you know, there are some games in here. Like, look, people, we have to understand. Everybody wants to go undefeated the whole season, but only one team's ever done that. Okay, and that's the Dolphins. But with that being said, we're gonna take some losses. That's just how it's gonna be. We're going to lose some games. It's all on when you lose those games and
And
how
how?
you lose those games. Because you can play a phenomenal game like Jalen Hurts did in the Super Bowl a couple years ago and still lose, but still feel good about yourself. But you can get dismantled like the Chiefs did last Super Bowl, last game of the season, and and go into a next game disheveled and depleted. So, again, looking at our schedule, man, it's a tough schedule. It is, but I do feel like because it's a tough schedule, that that schedule and the way Jalen Hurts and the way our team would play as far as wins totals, that should shut some doubters up when it comes to Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. So, all in all, I don't mind the schedule. I feel like the harder the schedule, good. That's good because you get cured that way. You know what I'm saying? When you hang that meat up in the basement, you know what I'm saying, let that stuff cure. It tastes a whole lot better when you put that salt on it. So it'll make us a lot tougher going into the postseason this year.
I'm gonna tell you something I don't like about the schedule.
Mm.
So you go to we look at week 5 and week 6. We got 4 days, to go from we play Denver, and then right there on the 5th, and then right turn around on the 9th, and we play the Giants. I mean, have other teams done it before? Yes, I know. I think Kansas City. I think they had like 3 games in like 12 days or something last
10
year.
days. Yeah.
10 days or whatever. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not complaining because other teams have done it, but I don't like it. But there are a couple of stretches where we have like week 1 to week 2, we got 10 days, but then we go down to what was it? I think 15 and 16. We played we're out west. We play the Chargers at home, and then we have to go out west 6 days and play the Raiders. Like I don't like that. Then we come back in 6 days to play Washington.
Well, my homeboy at work, Tony, we call him Tony Schefter because he's a big time Eagles fan. We go to the bar together on the weekends to go watch the game. He watches the show too, but he watches it after we air it. But he gives me like little nitpicks and snippets of things throughout the week. But so he says, so we call him Tony Schefter. So Tony Schefter says the Philadelphia Eagles will have 8 days rest before facing the Chiefs. It's a 10 days. The Vikings is 10 days. Packers is 15 days. The Chargers is 10 days, and the Bills is 8 days. So we have a lot of days in between playing certain teams, which is good. Which means to me, like we should be rested. We should be, everybody on our team should be either, fixed from their injuries and all the other stuff. So I feel like that's a plus. So even though yes, we have a harder schedule, we do have a lot more days in between our games than most teams out there. So
we also got to remember it's not going to get any better as well. You know what I mean? So
right.
If you look at these monstrous contracts, the goddamn, I mean, they just gave Brock Purdy 5 years, $265 million. The only reason they're able to do that is because of TV contracts and all of that type of stuff. So it's only going to get worse because people want to see it more. I mean, 10 years ago, you didn't see all of this. You know what I mean? 4 or 5 days in between. It wasn't like that at all. But hey, if you pray for rain, you got to deal with the mud, baby. So
yes, sir.
It's only going to get worse. The more money that they're handing out and stuff like this, they're just going to demand more airtime, and it's only shit. You got to take it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next thing you know, we 20 games out here. Who knows?
Yeah, right.
I mean, for real, if they want airtime, they were like, yo, we gotta have more games. We need more money. But so looking at our schedule too, you know what I'm saying? We got some rough patches along the way. We especially to me towards the end, or even some people say at the beginning. But Michi, what do you think? Is the first half or the second half more of a football gauntlet, should they say, between us and the rest of the league? Like, is the first half before the bye, is that big time, or I'm sorry, is that more important, or is the second half more important?
I
I'm sorry.
always
I'm not gonna
say
say more important. I'm saying gauntlet.
I always say the gauntlet more important. I'm gonna say it's more important because the second half. The reason why I say that is because your first half, the first few weeks, everybody's losing. You know what I mean? That's when
Mm-hmm.
you're supposed to, knock the rust off and all of that type of stuff. So, and it just like both of y'all were saying in the beginning, it a lot of times it factors down to when you lose. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you see it in college and everything. You lose early, you're still playing, you're still in there because everybody's kind of losing, trying to grab their footing and stuff like that, and then normally at the end of your schedule is when you play most of your divisional games is traditionally. I know they try to, split it up now. But you playing your divisional games, so that has playoff implications as well. You know what I mean? When you're coming down to the wire with some teams, and you're trying to make it. Although they have a meeting next week to try to stop that, but
What do you
that's
mean?
when we say
What do you mean?
they having the owners are having a meeting next week on the 20th to go over. They're talking about changing the playoff structure. So right now, you know what I mean, you win the division, you win the playoffs, but now they're
Oh
talking about
yeah.
going like the NBA or something, just going off a record.
Right.
So that's going to change the dynamics of of the playoffs. I mean, shit, crazily. But I mean that's a different topic. We can talk. I don't want to talk about that forever. But there's a lot of things to go off of that. So that's why I think the second half is always tougher, or the gauntlet more important, however you want to call it, semantics game right now, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. So, Gotti, what you think? The first half or the second half?
I definitely agree with Meech with the logic of that, with the second half being the gauntlet. But as far as the reality of it, if you look at the second half of our schedule, and of course only going by how well the teams did last year, you look at who we have. We have Green Bay, we have Detroit, we have Washington twice, and we have the Bills. All those playoff teams, great teams. Everybody, like I say, everybody in the beginning of the season, everybody sucks. But in the second half of the season, they get better. And not only are we playing better teams, we're playing teams that had a great season last year. So I think the second half of our season is definitely gauntlet. We'll see what happens, but just looking at that lineup, man, the Green Bay, Detroit, Washington twice in the second half, and Buffalo, you know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be cold. Is that a away game too? We gotta
Yep,
go
it's a
to
away game.
we gotta
Yeah,
go
wait.
to what's Buffalo's joint? What's Buffalo Stadium or that area called? I
I
forget.
don't know. Cold. Icy cold stadium.
Something park. I think it's something park. Something park. I can't remember. But yeah, definitely. With the logic that Michi put out, plus the reality of the schedule of those teams that we have, definitely the second half of the season is going to be the gauntlet. But they're looking at us the same way. Whoever has us in the second half of the season, they're like, damn, Philly's on that list to be one of the gauntlet teams. So as long as we step up and do our thing, I think we should be good to go.
Yeah,
Another point is like how we always, I won't say always do it, circumstances, but I always, for me, like when I'm going over the schedule and I look at it, like for the Cowboys, for instance, I usually say, I feel confident and we'll win the home game and we'll lose the away game. You know what I mean? Something, because the stadium and all that type of stuff, it plays a part in it. And then, we play a lot of our away games against our divisional teams at the end of the thing too. You know what I mean? So
well, I'm on the same train as you guys. I feel like the first half of the season is gonna, just like Gotti said earlier. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's new, everyone's fresh. We got a new OC. A whole bunch of other teams got new coaches and coordinators. This, that, and the third. And you got to kind of try to feel everybody out. So by week 5, you should be good. You should kind of know what you got. I've always said for a long time, week 4 should be the end of the suffering. Week 5 is when you actually start getting into real football, because now you know who you have on your team. You know who's in the right position to play what games and this, that, and the third. So I do feel like, the first half of the season, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but looking at everything, we are technically favored in every single game this season, with the exception of the Chiefs and the Bills. Those are the only two games and two teams that we are not favored to win in. But with that being said, I feel like it's imperative for us to win the first as many games as we can at the beginning before the bye, because coming out of the bye, like Gotti said, we got the Green Bays, we got the Detroit at home, and I feel like that Detroit game is going to be one of our most monstrous games. And then, of course, we play the Cowboys again away. So we do a lot of traveling. We don't have a whole bunch of back-to-back home games.
We don't have any.
But I'm saying, but at the same time, I just feel like a lot. And then towards the second half of the bye, which is on week 9 instead of week 5, like it was last year, the majority of our must-win games are going to start with the Chargers. So if we win every game that we're quote unquote supposed to win, we should be in pretty good standings. But but we gotta win these first the first half of the season games before the bye. I feel like a lot of those games, we can win. I'm not worried. The only game I'm honestly worried about on the first before the bye is that Chiefs game. I'm not worried about the rest of them, especially not the fucking raggedy ass Vikings, Sam Graham. But I do want to give a shout out to my man MIA Philly in the chat, man. My man, he's at the bar every week, man. He sits right next to us. Real good dude, man. Has his wife and his daughter out, man. Good guy, man. Good guy. You know what I'm saying? He's got a podcast too. Talks about the Eagles too, man. Love to have you on the show one day, MIA, man. Shout out to you.
Mine is different, man. I think all of them are must wins because you never know what's going to happen at any point of the season. You know what I'm saying? You might get an injury.
We're going to lose a game.
I know, but I'm saying, I like you said, you only worry about the Chiefs. Said the Buccaneers, they beat our ass every year.
Oh yeah,
let's be honest.
They do.
Bowls, they beat our ass.
But guess what? Their time is coming. Their time is coming.
Eventually,
there you go.
A broken clock right twice a day.
Right.
But I mean,
that's right.
When we lost again last year, we the Saints game and all that stuff came down to the very end, Atlanta and all that stuff. But the Buccaneers, I mean, they clearly whooped our ass.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
Yeah,
There won't nothing you can say about that. But Todd Bowles, they have our number. So hey, it's a pretty rough schedule.
Hey, speaking of,
I'm not saying it's not rough.
Speaking of, to everybody out there, Tampa Bay is the game that the Regal Eagle Podcast. That's going to be one of our away games. So we will be out there in Tampa Bay for that game.
So be prepared. If you see us out there roaming, guess what? Don't talk no shit, okay? Because guess what? We all got good lawyers, so don't talk no shit to us, okay? And then guess what? I'm a lover. I ain't a fighter. I'm gonna leave that to Michi, okay? I'm gonna leave the fight to Michi. That all that's his hometown anyway. He gonna call some of his country cousins out there. Hey, tell him where you're from, Meech, from Poke Projects, baby. You know what I'm saying? Bottom flow.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. All right, so look. So going through the seasons, going through the schedule, let's everybody get a pen and paper. Matter of fact, I'll do it. I'll write it all down. Try to see what we got for the season. So, all right, so week 1, Michi, who you got?
I got us winning that one.
Okay. Gotti, what you got?
Win.
And I got the W as well. All right. Week 2, we have. You know what? We like to hear this from the people in the chat too. We like to see who y'all think we gonna tear up on these weeks. Y'all go ahead and slap on the comments if you could, please. We appreciate y'all. All right. So we got week 2. We have the Chiefs. I'm gonna say, all right. No, Gotti, what you got on the Chiefs?
I'm gonna go with a loss.
Okay.
We're playing them at
all
home.
Right, Michi?
They want some vengeance. I'm going with a loss.
All right, Michi, what you got?
I'm going with a win on that one. It's still early in the season. The weather is favorable. We doing our thing. We got to win.
All right. Okay. Looking at who they got and who they lost and stuff like that. I just feel like they'll be pissed, whatever. When I'm staying at home, but I feel like we're gonna go in there and we're gonna. Even though I'm concerned, and I know I said I was concerned, but I do feel like we're gonna come up with the L on that one.
All the playmakers, especially on defense, that help us win that game, most of them are gone.
Yeah. So, all right. So week 3, we got LA, the Rams. Who you got on that, Mitch?
Okay, good. My bad.
No, go ahead, Gotti. Go ahead.
I would say they coming to the link. A win.
Yeah.
That's the dub. Okay.
My same rationale.
Yeah, me too. I ain't worried about them boys too much. All right, week 4.
First loss.
Huh?
I got it as a loss, man. I got it as a loss. I mean, history repeats itself. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. All right. Got who you got?
I'm gonna say we're gonna get our shit together, man. We're gonna get a win.
Me too, man. That's what I'm talking about,
We'll get our
Gotti.
shit together.
Ain't nobody listening what the hell Michi got going on, huh? And
Hey,
fuck Todd
I ain't want
Bowles,
to hear
man.
that shit about the Chiefs. I ain't want to hear that shit about the Chiefs y'all talking about. That bull jive. I don't want to hear that,
That
bull
bull
jive.
jive.
That bull
Turkey.
jive. Hey, he ain't on the trail no more. Come on now. Say it.
Them
Say what you got.
jive turkeys.
All right, we got the Broncos.
Broncos
At home.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. The Broncos clicking, Sean Payton is clicking. He got them boys together. That defense out there. I mean, the defensive player of the year candidate was out there. They doing that thing. It's gonna be a tough one. We go pull out with the W though.
All right. Let me see what the W on week 5. Gotti, who you got?
Same W.
A W on week 5. And me too. I'm not Bo Nix. I know what he did in college. I'm not too and at Auburn anyway. I'm not talking about Oregon, but in Auburn. I'm not too worried about that guy. Sean Payton is a good coach, but but you know, one of their players want to play with us. I feel like he might toss the game. All right, week 6, the New York Football Giants. I'm going to take a dub on that.
Without a doubt.
Gotti, who you going to take?
Without 100%, man.
100% with a dub. Michi?
We will take a loss though, because we're gonna take a loss only in the pregame speech because Jameis Winston, he's undefeated.
He is praying on the Lord to deliver him from throwing pick sixes. I'm just saying, Lord, deliver me from throwing pick sixes, not interceptions. The whole kit and caboodle, the sixes, all of them.
He'll throw 6 touchdowns and 4 of them be pick sixes.
Yeah,
just touchdown to the other team.
Yeah. So what you got, a dub or an L on that?
Oh, we come with the dub on that. That's too easy.
Okay.
They ain't figured this shit out yet. They get now. I'm gonna be honest with you too, man. I've been watching everybody. They draft moves. The Giants' defense is stout, man. They defensive line is good. Their linebacker core is good. The secondary is developing. They just drafted old boy. They thought he was gonna come in there and wear Lawrence Taylor's number. They shut that down real quick. But that boy was good. Yeah. The number 3 draft pick. He's good. So the defense is looking really strong.
Yeah. All right, week 7 against the Vikings. I don't care. That's a dub. Sam, just make sure you had that 50 on speed dial. All right, appreciate you. All right, got it. Meet you got it on for the Vikings.
I got us winning that one as well. All right. They're gonna have an identity crisis this year.
Yeah, because what ain't their quarterback still? Ain't they still? Sam Darnold's gone. They got JJ McCarthy over there, and who else over there?
They supposed to bring old boy back. That's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be the guy.
Who?
Sam Howell and a couple other names, but JJ is supposed to be the guy because he was only out because he was hurt. So
yeah. So Gotti, what you got on the
we got
for the Vikings? Dub? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, week 8. Giants. We're gonna sweep them. I give us a sweep on them. I'm not concerned about them. We're gonna beat them once and turn around and beat them again.
As long as we win, if we beat them away, I think we'll have no problem beating them at home. So I already gave us a dub away, so I'm gonna give us a dub at home.
All right, Michi.
Yeah, I got the win on that one as well.
All right. What's up, Niners Throwback, man? What's going on, man? Hey, Brock Purdy. Hey, he got the bag, didn't he? He got the bag. He better produce 5 years. He better produce Throwback. All right. Week 9. Oh, I got the bye. That's the dub. Anyway, unless you're the Cowboys. Week 10, Green Bay. Green Bay away. This is where it starts to get a little spicy. Okay, this is where it gets a little spicy.
Green Bay away, we got a nice break. We got a time to evaluate the first half of the season, time to evaluate Green Bay. Going away, prime time, I'm going to give us a win.
Okay, Gotti with the dub. Michi, what you got?
I echo that.
Okay, with the dub. Okay, so on Green Bay, I don't know, man. I feel like we should win that game. but I feel like that game's gonna be a trap game. I just feel like it's gonna be a trap game. I'm gonna give us an L on that one. I'm gonna give us an L on Green Bay because they played us good last year. So I just feel like away neutral ground last year, they gave us a good run, even though we beat them. But I just feel like this year, I think away in their house, Lambeau, that just think might be L. All right, week 11, Detroit at home. At home.
That's a home loss, man.
That's a home loss. That's a home loss.
They had 13 players out last year on their defense, man, to include Aiden Hutchinson, broke his leg and all that type of stuff. He's coming back looking great in camp. Them boys, they coming out with a vengeance as well. So I think that, hey, golf and them boys going to be doing something.
They got two dynamic running backs. They got a great quarterback. We have a up and coming secondary that golf is probably going to pick apart.
Yeah, I'm with you guys, man. I think we're all agree that this Detroit game is going to be an L, and it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be bad though. It's gonna be a good fight, but I do feel like coming in Detroit, this gonna be a big game. I think it might be an L. Yeah. All right, so the Cowboys away at Jerry World, week 12.
Loss.
We got the L.
I think the Cowboys are going to be cowboying. I'm going to go with the win.
I feel like
you know how they are in the second half of the season.
You going with the win?
I'm going with the win.
Yeah. And why do you say that?
I see you know how to get the second half of the season. They start cowboying up.
I feel like by this time, Pickens and CD going to be arguing about who getting the ball more. Dak going Dak. And Cowboys going Cowboy, and something's going to happen to where something just ain't right. Jerry peed on himself. So it's going to be something. It's going to be something. I just don't think it's going to happen. I feel like we're going to walk away with the dub. All right. 13. The Bears. The Bears at home. The win. Caleb, I just feel like he hasn't found himself yet. But then again, I got to see the first half of the season by the time he gets us. And if he's playing decent, I mean, he might put up a fight, but I don't think he's gonna beat us against. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I give us a dub. What you got, Mitch? Dub City.
Yeah, he's still gonna be worried about which fingernail color and all that polish and all that type of stuff. He too worried about all that.
Manicure.
But seriously though, they really improved. They got a great coach. The offensive coordinator from the Detroit Lions, Ben Johnson. He coming in there. He's going to be doing a lot of stuff, making them a lot of moves. I think that they'll be on track, just not on track to beat us. But they're good. They bolstered their offensive line, which was a huge problem for them last season because they didn't really have time. Yes, he was making a few crazy moves and crazy throws and all of this stuff, but I mean he was running as soon as he hiked the ball. So they trying to do something. They just won't do enough to beat us.
Yeah, I mean same thing. They can be running around with a chicken with a head cut off. He'll be all right. He'll play a decent game, but the dubbing ain't for him, not on week 13. Now we're gonna slide over to Justin Herbert, one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league per some sources. But playing them, what is that? Away playing them away in their dome, week 14. Chargers. Michi, who you got on the Chargers?
Yeah, they'll be a good game. We're gonna come out with a win at that one.
All right. Do you think their offense is gonna be clicking like that, or defense? Who's gonna lose the game for them, the offense or the defense?
I mean, shit, it's a toss up now. It's too. I can't get too specific because injuries and all that type of stuff can happen. I mean, we just we planning in a vacuum, just perfect. Going off of last year and all this type of stuff, perfection. But I don't think that their roster is just strong enough to beat us yet. And Justin Herbert, going up against Jalen Hurts, I don't think that he has the QB pedigree yet to beat us. But I do love their coach though, man. I love both of those, the Harbaughs. I love both of them how they coach. But fuck them, we winning.
I got it. Who you got for the Chargers?
Yeah, that's one of our long breaks. I don't like that we have to go out west. That fatigue is real, but it is It is one of our long breaks from the last game, the 28th, and then playing them on the 8th of December. But I think that that stretch is going to give us some time to recover and come out with the win.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
going with a win.
Yep, I'm going with the dub as well. All right, 15, the Raiders. The Raiders. I know that this is one of the teams that you focus on. That you focus on throughout the offseason. You know, with Tom Brady and Shador and all that. So, who do you think is winning on week 15?
Gino ain't winning nothing against us. I
No?
only watched it because of Tom Brady and the making the moves that he's making. I mean, they're making some really, really good stuff. You know, he brought in Pete Carroll, you know what I mean, Geno Smith, you know what I mean. So they're gonna reunite from their days together. They're gonna be doing good things. They trying to build a squad. I think that there is still another, year or two. I mean, they got y'all know they got Genty in, but that's the running back. They already paid him. I mean, all that guaranteed money, and he's kind of worth it, I guess. They gave him 34 million guaranteed or something like that. So they're gonna work. They'll probably they'll have a better record than they did last year. But I don't think that they're deep playoff ready just yet.
Yeah, me neither. All right, so you got them as an L. No, I'm sorry, you got us as a win, right?
Yeah, I got us as a win. Sidney Crosby, he gonna be over there doing the thing on the defense and all of that stuff too. So they have a pretty good team, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I feel like it's a dub for us. I just don't feel like they have enough positions and enough players and everything put in place to defend us right now. Give another maybe maybe 2 years, about a second year they may have it together. But as of right now, no, I don't think they have enough firepower to come up against us. So
yeah, they're definitely building. They're not there yet, so it's a win for us.
All right, 16. Now this is where we get to the sauce, baby. This is the sauce, okay? We got the we got the hog maws boiling right now, okay? Week 16. The Commanders.
I definitely think we're gonna split one of these games, and since this is the away game, I'm gonna go ahead and give us the L right here.
Okay.
I mean, hey, we seen what happened last year. Jaden Daniels, hell of a quarterback. They had a couple of nice pickups during the offseason and everything like that. So definitely, I'm just giving this L because it's a division rival. The Commanders been doing their thing, and we're playing away. So I'm gonna give us an L right here.
All right. Get the L. All right. Michi.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The offensive rookie of the year, man, doing his thing, gunslinging that ball all over the place. They bring in the addition of Deebo Samuels. As long as he's, wearing men's clothing and all of this type of stuff, they should be really good. Because, I mean, Jaden Daniels, he was doing more with less. He was doing more with less last year. So, I mean, he got a couple more weapons. They got a couple weapons in the draft. So hopefully he'll be able to do his thing too. So I have this as a loss as well.
So got it. It'd be the way he slide it in. Pause. It'd be the way he it'd be the way he puts it in the monologue, man, and the way it flows perfectly. It flows perfectly. But for me, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like with this, only because it's the end of the season, I want to say that we want to secure this win before we play the Bills. But then again, I want to say we may take it easy. I'm not gonna say take it easy because we're gonna play our ass off no matter who we play. But we do know that we got to play the Bills the following week. So I want to say that we're gonna go into the first game with Washington, and I feel like we're gonna win that game. But then I'm gonna say we're gonna win this game, and I'll tell you why we're gonna. It could be a potential loss in the next game, but so I'm gonna say dub for this game, even though it's a away game. I feel like it's gonna be a dub. And then week 17 against the Eagles. I'm sorry, against the Bills. Got it. Who you got?
Man, the Bills in Orchard Park. That's what I remember. Orchard Park. Late in the season, they have always been successful. They do pretty well late in the season at home, and this is where we're at with them. Like I said, based on the last season, of course, the season hasn't started yet. Based on last season, playoff team, playing them at home. At the end of the season, I'm going with an L for us and a win for Buffalo.
Okay, L for us. Michi, who you got? You got an L or dub against the Bills?
Yeah, that's the second loss in a row.
Okay, I put us down as an L too. It's like it's gonna be a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot to cover when it comes to them. Especially it's gonna be cold as hell up there too. Even though we're good with the cold too. Obviously, we know what Saquon Barkley did in the snow, this, that, and the third. But it to them, they're used to that. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's gonna be an L too. Now, when it comes to week 18, the only reason why I gave us a dub first is because I do feel like we're gonna split with the Commanders, but because of our record at that time, I feel like we're gonna be sitting some people along with them most likely. But I feel like that last game will be an L against them. And that's going to be 2 L's in a row for me.
One thing you do got to realize, though, that's Washington. So if it's down to who's first in the division,
you ain't sitting nobody.
You ain't sitting nobody. It's different if it was an AFC team or if it was a couple games ahead. So I mean, of course, all this is going to be determined what the record is then too at the time.
But I do have Washington being two games behind us by the time we get to that point.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. But but definitely if it's neck and neck, if it's I think they structured this so that would be this game would be the person determine who wins. I think that's how
right. Now along with you, if it's down to the point to where on week 16 and we're neck and neck, oh yes, I'll give us the L, and then we'll come back and we got to play again. So like I said, either both of those two Washington games, they can be flip-flop for me. It just depends on where we're sitting at as far as seeding and all that stuff. But like I said, by that time I feel like we'll be 2 games ahead of them, and I feel like we'll be able to lose one of them. So I feel like that's why I say the last game of the season will be an L for us. Only because I feel like we'll sit people. So Gotti, who you got on that Washington game, the last game?
I got us a win.
Okay.
Yeah, lost on the first one, then they come home to Philly, and we've been in Philly.
All right, and Meech?
Same thing,
wins. All right. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4, 12 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And 4. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, and 5. So Michi's got us at 12 and 5. Guys, I got at 13 and 4, and I got us at 12 and 5. So 12 and 5, 13 and 4 looks pretty good. Sounds pretty good. If you go back and look at some of the other teams in the NFC East and the NFC, I got the Cowboys going 7 and 10. I don't see them. It's gonna be hard to try to find 8 games for them to win this season.
No, they went 7 and 10 last year without that.
And they gonna do it again.
No.
They're gonna do it again.
They got a little better.
They gonna do it again.
No, they
gonna do it again. No, they gonna do it again.
I don't see them sucking as bad. I don't see them sucking as bad as they did last year.
No,
like my mama say, don't you say that.
Yeah, I don't see them sucking as bad as they did last year. I mean, because we, the divisions pretty much had the same schedule, and looking at our schedule and kind of almost comparing it to theirs, I don't think they're gonna suck as bad as they did last year.
All right. So Red says W against the Bills. She thinks we're gonna beat the Bills, and she also says that y'all may go 13 and 4. You definitely have the pieces to do so. Absolutely, we have the pieces to do so. 13 and 4, it's actually doable because I have a couple of renditions of the schedule, and I do have us at 13 and 4 on one of my picks. I got us at 14 and 3 on one of our picks too. But that 14 pick was just more like my emotionals. It was my emotions getting involved and people who I don't like on certain teams, and I feel like I just want to beat them because of them. But yeah, so we'll see at the end of the season. 12-5. We'll come back to this at the end of the season to see what we got going on. So we love to hear from the chat to see what y'all think we got. Niners, what y'all got as far as us? What do you think we're gonna be hitting for this season as far as our win-loss total? All right, but so we got some couple of talking points. You know what I'm saying? The Eagles face face 7 top 10 scoring offenses and 6 top 7 scoring defenses, which is crazy. That is crazy. What y'all think about that?
I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. Like I said, once you play, well, I mean, we're the champions, so you have to play the top seeded teams, and that generally correlates to everybody playing in the playoffs. So, I mean, that's it's it associates with each other. It's to be expected. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying a lot of words to be expected to play the top teams. You gotta beat the best to win again. So, yeah.
Yeah. Guy, what you think, man?
Same thing. If you're playing playoff teams, you're playing teams who are in the top tier of all these categories. I mean, like I noted before. The second half of the season, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 teams that was in the playoffs. All right. So of course those teams are going to be statistically better than the other teams. So you get the team that's in playoffs, you get the team who has these stats of scoring defenses, scoring everything else. So yeah, it's like me said, it's one and the same, saying a whole bunch of words, but it all comes with the territory.
Yeah, I understand. And I'm with y'all too. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is at this point. Like, in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. We beat the best, so now we got to play teams that are on our tier. That's just what it is, with the exception of the Cowboys. But
and like I was saying earlier about like that gauntlet list, like we're on people's gauntlet list, right? So we're also on somebody's top scoring this, top scoring that, the defense. Yeah. So we're on somebody else's list in the same regard. So
yeah. This is gonna be an exciting season, just like it always is. You know what I'm saying? Me and Guy's heart's gonna start beating through our shirts like they do in the postseason. Gotti, tell them how your heart was beating.
Man, look, I'm nervous every game, man. Every game, and I'm sitting down here in the cave, and I can just see I had my Eagles chain on, and you can literally see that chain pumping. I said, Dookie, look at my chest, and you can see it. Well, so when I say my heart is pumping, I'm home on my couch with my feet up, and my heart is pumping Kool-Aid. So I can't even imagine. The adrenaline and everything flowing, like when you're out on the field or even on the sideline, during the game out there. I'm in this. I'm in it.
All right. So, Michi, question. So, my man, MI Philly says, I think we break the 20-year NFC curse. Do you think it's going to happen this year? I think, me personally, it is going to be a tough one, but I don't know. The Commanders are something serious this year. I don't know. I want us to, like every year I want us to, but it's gonna come down to that last game. I feel like. What you think? The repeat. Yeah, the repeat.
Yeah, the only people standing in our way is Washington. And they hungry. They built their team up. They played us tough last year. They think they have the formula to beat us this year. And then it comes at the end of the year when they're able to evaluate us, take advantage of injuries, stuff like that. So they're definitely going to have our target on their back and try to make sure that doesn't happen.
Misha, what you think? You think the curse is broken this year? You think we're gonna take it again this year?
It's gonna be hard, man, because like I said, the Commanders are coming. They were playing good last year. We just exposed them. They weren't as good as they were playing. Once they came up with us, they got that win, and they were so happy, but everybody forgot that Jalen wasn't playing in the game. You know what I mean? He got hurt first quarter. So they came in, and we still took them to the wire with Kenny Smallhands. But when we look at it, you look at everything that's going on now, they were playing good. They really improved their roster. They also have a much easier schedule compared to us. We have the 4th hardest schedule according to strength of schedule. The Giants have the number 1 hardest schedule. And then the Cowboys, they're 5th. You know what I mean? So the 4 NFC East teams are in the top 10 as far as strength of schedules this year coming up. So that kind of gives a little advantage to the Commanders, you know what I mean, to take the title this year for the division title. So it's hard to say right now, man. Shit, because like y'all said, man, anything can happen, man. Somebody, slip up on this 2-string and twist the ankle or something like that. That changed the whole dynamics of the playoff race. So I don't know, man. They're poised. They're set up to take the title. That's all I'm gonna say. We just got to do our part to make that not happen.
So, do y'all think though that because that Jalen now that was his rookie year, right? Do y'all think the sophomore slump may be a topic of discussion this year? And we have to understand too, we don't just like any first round quarterback that comes in that's starting on the team. There's no tape on him outside of what he did in college. So now they have a year's worth of tape on him, which in turn slides into that sophomore slump. So do you think that because now the teams do have tape on them, they can kind of game plan for them a little bit better? Which means
I don't think so. I think from what he brings to the table as far as his running, his decision making ability, his passing, his accuracy and passing, everything like that. It's hard to nail down just one aspect of him. You're going to have to try to attack the coach, the offensive coordinator. You're going to try to have to figure out what he's doing, because Jaden Daniels himself killed us on third downs. He killed the NFL on third downs himself. You know what I'm saying? So, combine his talent. Combine his talent with the coaching abilities and the strategic things about the coach. I think he's the real deal. I don't think that just going out here next year saying, okay, we watched this guy play last year, we're gonna stop him. Like, the guy came from college to the NFL and excelled. Now you're going from an NFL caliber guy to a second season in the NFL. I think he's going to excel again. So I don't think that his having that year of tape on him is going to be able to shut him down.
Yeah. Meech, what's your take on it?
Yeah, that tape stuff don't matter, man. They had a whole year's worth of tape. The Rams had a whole year's worth of tape on us too, and look what happened in the playoffs. I mean, that don't matter. Jay, he was playing on an elite level in college. You know what I mean? At LSU, he was down there doing his thing, and he came. I mean, his sense of poise and his maturity, the ball decision making, his checkdowns and stuff like that. Like, he's really, really a great quarterback. I mean, offensive rookie of the year, obviously. That don't get that to the scrub. So I don't think that he'll experience much of a sophomore slump like people generally talk about they do. That's why I think you factor in all that stuff. They boasted their wide receiving core. I mean, last year he was only really throwing the ball to, what's his name, McLaurin?
Yeah.
That's who he was really throwing the ball to the entire time, and he was doing that to get open. So Debo is going to create that divergence, you know what I mean? So you can't just focus on McLaurin this season, you know what I mean? That's going to widen that up. And then the running game, they were okay. They weren't, they had the first 3 or 4 games they were doing good in the running game, but then after that they shut down. So they tried to fix that as well. Cliff Kingsbury, y'all know he's the offensive coordinator. He was the former coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He's over there doing his thing, going, because Arizona, they had a strong offense. Just they had little Mighty Mouse, so they weren't doing what they needed to do out there. He running around the field, but I think they're poised and they're set up to take the NFC East title this year, man. We just got to stop it from that happening.
Yeah,
I'm with you guys. I don't want them to win, but it's gonna be a tough one.
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be a tough one, man. It's gonna be tough. All right, so look, we like to keep our stuff down to an hour and under, and we like to get to the meat and potatoes, and guess what? Get full and get back on that couch. So that's what I'm about to do. So, Gotti, Michi, guess what? What y'all got for these people? What we is that it? Is it what we doing? So we doing some grand closing statements so we get back out of here.
I want real quick, if y'all in the chat, what do you think y'all team is going to do? What's your prediction for your teams?
Nothing. I know the 49ers ain't talking. They don't have nothing to say.
They better not be. They better not be.
They don't have nothing to say. They got all that money. Schedule. They got all that money for nothing.
For nothing. MIA Philly still on MIA Philly. What you think we're going to do? You think we're going to go 13-4, 14-3? What you got?
Yeah. Shell says my team 10-6 on a good day.
Ooh,
boy. Okay, Fred Warner is next.
Ain't gonna be too many good days.
What you say?
Ain't gonna be too many good days.
Ain't gonna be too many good days.
Ain't gonna be too many good days.
Yeah.
That part.
No prediction shall predict that.
You know, they don't want to predict the greatness. They don't want it. I'd say nothing too if I knew my team wasn't gonna be up there with us.
I'd be quiet. Sit in the corner, be quiet.
What she say? She said, "Nice ain't got nothing to say. Y'all really think we're gonna do?" No, we know. Unless we play, we go undefeated. God, Lord.
Unless I play. What position?
Hey, well, guess what? You got all the equipment too. You got all the equipment there, Red Jet. Big helmet and all. Huh?
And she said if she played, I said, what position? She said, unless I
They
play.
ain't playing nothing with that goddamn hip. That hip and them knees, them bad knees. She ain't playing nothing. She talking about she running through the A gap. No, sir. You ain't doing nothing.
All the training.
You ain't doing nothing.
Pull the cart on the field.
Girl, running back, Maya, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't hit nobody A gap with that hip and them legs. No, sir. Them bad knees you got? No, sir.
Somebody says embrace the moment. Okay.
Yeah, she go be in braces, all right.
Run, Forrest, run. Either that, I don't know. She might be good though. Because she might have them braces underneath them mile long white boots she be putting on. She might be all right.
You got to ask y'all where them fans at.
Well, all right, look, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Let y'all enjoy y'all day. Hey, we appreciate everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Throwback, Red Jet, my baby Kim, MI Philly, Fran, what's up? Even though Fran, I know it's you.
One of the twins in here?
Huh? Yeah, we have Fran.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's probably him, but it may not be him. So, Sam, yeah, like I said, get your $50 ready, brother. Appreciate it. All right, man. Look, we gonna get up out of here, man. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And again, stay focused. Let's have a good season. We'll holla at y'all.
Fellow on the beat.